His mortgage will be like,
Okay, it's time.
it's 1,600, and they would each pay like 700, so that'd be 1,400, so he'd still be paying 200 plus the utility.
Good evening. Welcome to the April 17th, 2024 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. At this time, I have a request that everyone please turn off or mute all cell phones and other electronic devices. Also at this time, I would ask everyone to please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Applications for temporary fireworks stands heard during tonight's meeting will be voted on by the Planning and Zoning Commission. The vote on these temporary fireworks stands will be final. Only a recommendation for denial would be heard by the County Council at their Monday, May 13th, 2024 meeting. Applications for rezoning requests will be heard during tonight's meeting, and the Commission will vote on these applications and make a recommendation to the County Council. The applications will then be scheduled to be introduced before the County Council at the Monday, May 13th, 2024 County Council meeting. The following documents are introduced as a matter of record for this evening's public hearing and regular meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Those documents are the Unified Development Ordinance of St. Charles County, including zoning maps, the year 2030 Master Plan for St. Charles County, which includes the year 2030 Future Land Use Plan map, the Rules of Order and Procedure for the Planning and Zoning Commission as adopted by Resolution 21-01, and the 2024 Fireworks Stand Regulations of St. Charles County, Missouri. Okay, I see that we have a quorum, so we'll call the meeting to order. Where's my card? If you're going to speak, we ask everyone to please fill out one of these cards, and they're at the table. That way we're ensure that we get your name information correct in our minutes. So we'll just proceed on. Our first action item is conditional use permit located at 1429 Granville Drive. The application number is FWK 24-08. Property owner is Gerald L. Bamer and Judy A. Bamer. I'm pronouncing your name wrong.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Bamer, okay. Family Partnership LP. The applicant is Show Me Fireworks, Martin Fears. Proposed use is temporary fireworks stand, June 25th through July 6th of 2024. The zoning district is C2, General Commercial District. The location is west of Highway 61 and south of Timber Trace Drive, adjacent to the city of Wentzville. This is located in Council District 1. Staff.
This property, as you mentioned, is just west of Highway 61. Access from Granville Drive is zoned commercial. It's a very deep commercially zoned lot, but there's no structures on it. There is already existing access to it, so there's an existing driveway. There's a residential subdivision behind it in the city of Wentzville, but the lot is again, it's so deep, and it's not been occupied. But there was a fireworks stand here last year at this location, and we've received no complaints about the operations of the fireworks stand last year. The county code, not in the zoning code, but otherwise, it limits fireworks stands to June 25th through July 6th. And county staff recommends approval subject to the conditions that are suggested in the staff memorandum, which includes and references the fireworks stand regulations that Planning and Zoning Commission approved at the last meeting.
Okay. Any questions for staff? Hearing none, we'll ask the applicant to come forward. Not seeing the applicant, we will move on to the public hearing for FWK 24-08. Anyone wishing to speak? Evening, Mr. Dino. You solemnly swear or affirm that you will tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings or the pains and penalties of perjury?
Yes, sir.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. My name is Ronnie C. A.C. Dinoff, County Public Advocate, mailing address P.O. Box 1535, in O'Fallon. Just one thing that I want to address. I would like my testimony from the March 20th, 2024 meeting, which was addressed in the meeting minutes of the Planning and Zoning Commission, which you'll approve at the end of the meeting. I'd like to make that record a matter of this record, if that's okay, Mr. Chairman, so I don't have to go over.
Not a problem.
And be repetitive. Thank you very much. A couple of things I just want to go over with this application are, number one, I believe that the fee shall be increased. This is a very profitable business. A lot of families or companies make their entire yearly income from these fire stands. And so I think that they should give more of a fee to the county. And so for next year, I'd like to ask the county, because it'd be unfair to the other applicants who were approved last month, but I'd like the county to look into increasing that fee, that fire stand fee. This afternoon, I attended the St. Charles County Road Board meeting, which was at 4:00 p.m., and the city of Flint Hill has a proposal before the County Road Board in reference to safety of the roadway at Missouri Highway P and Mexico Road. And so this is pretty close to Grandview Drive, and so I do have some safety concerns with the amount of traffic and the amount of accidents in this area of downtown Flint Hill. So I want to bring that to the attention of the commission. There was a proposal made by the city of Flint Hill to the County Road Board for, I believe it's $900 to $1 million road project to enhance the turning radius from 50 foot to 80 foot at Mexico and Missouri Highway P. And there's some other concerns all the way up to US 61. And so I want to bring that to the attention of the commission. Hopefully, there will be enough parking at this facility that there won't be a backup of turning radius to cause accidents at this intersection for the month that this fire stand will be in existence. Those are my comments, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Anyone else wishing to speak regarding FWK 24-08? Seeing no one, we will close the public hearing and make Mr. Denoff's comments regarding fireworks stands that he gave in the March 20th, 24 meeting to be part of the record for this application. Bring it back to the commission for consideration. Anyone any questions for staff? Seeing none, Chair will entertain a motion to approve FWK 2408, which is a conditional use permit located at 1429 Granville Drive. The applicant is Show Me Fireworks. Martin Fears, the representative. Is there a motion to approve this application?
So moved.
Mr. Shell make the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Colonel will make the second. Mr. Fromm, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Ms. Bamer?
Abstain.
Ms. Kirchner?
Yes.
Mr. Shell?
Yes.
Ms. Cornwell?
Yes.
Mr. Cornwell? And I vote yes, that passes. Next on our agenda is a conditional use permit located at 3803 Highway D, application number FWK 24-09. The property owner is Osage Land Holdings LLC. The applicant is Show Me Fireworks, Martin Fears. The proposed use is a temporary fireworks stand from June 20th through July 6th of 2024. The zoning district is C2 General Commercial District, located on the northwest corner of Highway D and Highway Double D. This is located in Council District 2. Staff.
This is the new fireworks stand location this year. As you mentioned, the northwest corner of Highway DD and Double G and D. You may recall this area coming before the Planning and Zoning Commission a couple months ago, where there was let me get this right, an RV storage lot that's going to be directly across the street, a fairly large one on the south side. To the east, across Highway DD, there's an existing convenience store. This parcel is vacant. It has an existing driveway access, so they won't have to put in a new driveway. It's its own commercial. There is a residential subdivision, a low-density residential subdivision behind it, so an agricultural. Yet, the location of this on the site is not right up against the back fence. It's more towards the corner. County staff is recommending approval, and again, code elsewhere in St. Charles County Code of Ordinances limits fireworks sales from June 25th to July 6th. And we would recommend approval subject to the conditions that are suggested in the staff report.
Any questions for staff? Seeing none, we'll ask the applicant to come forward. Okay, the applicant not being with us, we'll open the public hearing for FWK 24-09. Anyone wishing to speak? You solemnly swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings or the pains and penalties of perjury.
Yes, I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. My name is Arnie C., AC Denoff, County Public Advocate. And I just want to go on record with the understanding from the chairman that my comments and testimony from the March 20th, 2024 meeting be made a matter of this public testimony in this application, and the 9 concerns that I had with the fireworks stand regulation code in our codified code of ordinances.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing for FWK 24-09. Anyone on the commission have any questions for staff, comments? Hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion to approve FWK 2409, a temporary fireworks stand located at 3803 Highway D, subject to the requirements submitted in the staff report. Is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Mr. Baker made the motion, Ms. Barr made the second. Mr. Baker, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Cornwell?
Yes.
Ms. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Fromm?
Yes.
Mr. Shell?
Yes.
Ms. Kirchner?
Yes.
Ms. Bamer?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Okay. Now, let me get back to, now I've lost my agenda. Here we go. No, I got it right here. Next item on our agenda is a zoning map amendment request located at 2408 Somers Road. This is application number RZ 24-02. Property owner is Joseph Delcia and Jamie Delcia. The applicant is Martin Leahy, Stuckmeyer and Associates, Emily Donaldson. Current zoning is agricultural district. The proposed zoning is R1E, single-family residential district. This in the 2030 master plan. This is low-density residential, 1 to 4 units per acre. The rezoning area consists of 23.29 acres. It's located on the east side of Somers Road, opposite of Point Loma Boulevard, near the city of O'Fallon, located in Council District 2. Staff.
If my memory serves me correctly, the parcel is in a subdivision, but it's in a subdivision that was platted in the 1950s. I think it's Garden, or Weldon Spring Gardens, if I'm correct. And most of the subdivision for years was zoned, or had been zoned, for agricultural, even though it was a subdivision that predated zoning. But in the last, especially in the last 20 years, but certainly in the last 10 years, we've seen a big trend towards rezoning of up and down the Somers Road corridor from agricultural to single-family residential. In fact, in the last couple of years, several applications have been before you to rezone to R1E, single-family residential district, including the parcel next door to this. This parcel is 2.39 acres and was platted again, if memory serves me correctly, in the 1950s. But the area has suburbanized as sewer services reach the area, and there's 2 schools that are on the opposite sides, or opposite side of Somers Road. Because of all of these trends that are happening, development trends, and the fact that the master plan recommends for low-density residential, 1 to 4 dwellings per acre, county staff would support the rezoning application to R1E, single-family residential district. And the applicant's attorney is here and can explain for you the specific reasons that what prompted this rezoning application. They could explain it better than I can. But I would say that I think that the proposed zoning is in conformance with the master plan and in keeping with development trends here.
Any questions for staff? Seeing none, ask the applicant to come forward.
Good evening, all.
I have to
I have a picture they said they could show to you.
You gotta swear
have to
me in.
swear you in.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes.
You solemnly swear or affirm that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings or the pains and penalties of perjury.
I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
My name is Stephen Martin. My office is 1 block away, 330 Jefferson Street, St. Charles, Missouri, 63301.
Thank you, go ahead, sir.
So I gave them the cue that they needed. This is the neighboring property, and this is the fence they put up along the roadway. What they have found is R1E has a 20-foot setback, and this property we're here for tonight has a 50-foot setback. So they're realizing the fence has to do this for this property, and the only purpose for the rezoning is so that we can have the same zoning as the property on each side and build a fence like this forward to match the lineup of the rest of the subdivision. It won't change the use. The house is already there. It's just a function of putting in a new fence.
Any questions for the applicant? Seeing none, thank you, sir. We'll now open the public hearing for RZ 24-02. Anyone wishing to speak? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in these proceedings or in the pains and penalties of perjury?
Yes, I do.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission. My name is Arnie C., AC Dinoff, County Public Advocate. Mailing address, P.O. Box 1535 in O'Fallon. I'm in support of this application. It was described by the applicant's attorney. There's no real change here. The houses have already been built. It's known throughout the community now as the new mansion district of St. Charles County. It's a highly sought-out corridor. It was described by staff in terms of the building of schools, the building redevelopment of current parcels, and I'm sure the parcel behind these mansions along Summers Road will probably, those are smaller, 900 to 1,000 square foot homes. I would imagine that they probably would be bought up by a developer. Those homes will probably be knocked down, and a new subdivision will probably occur there in the coming years. There's really no impact to the community. I support this rezoning application.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman.
Anyone else wishing to speak regarding RZ 24-02? Anyone have any questions for the applicant? Seeing none, the chair will entertain a motion to approve RZ 24-02, which is the rezoning of the property at 2480 Summers Road from agriculture to R1E Single Family Residential District. Is there a motion? Motion by Mr. Cornwell. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Ms. Kirchner, how do you vote?
Yes.
Ms. Bamer?
Yes.
Ms. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Baker?
Yes.
Mr. Fromm?
Yes.
Mr. Shell?
Yes.
Mr. Cornwell?
Yes.
And I vote yes, it passes. Okay. As far as tabled and/or continued items for the record, CUP 23-22 remains tabled. Application RZ 23-05 remains tabled. CUP 23-04 remains tabled. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the March 20th, 24 meeting minutes. Are there any additions, deletions, or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, the chair will entertain a motion to approve the March 2024 meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made to approve the March 2024 meeting minutes. All in favor, sign aye.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Planning and zoning updates. Robert.
Very quickly, we just signed a contract with House Levine Associates in Chicago, which is a planning firm that specializes in both updating unified development ordinances, zoning regulations, subdivision regulations, and master plans. So they will be assisting us through the master plan and unified development ordinance update process, and it should take altogether about 2 years. About a year for the master plan and about a year for the UDO is what we're thinking. So one of the examples that they gave, which I thought was really interesting, they've worked on with hundreds of different communities on such updates. One of the interesting ones I thought more recently was in Indiana, where they contracted with, I'm losing it, it's Allen County, I'm trying to remember the name of the city. But it's one of the larger cities in Indiana, I apologize.
Fort Wayne, Muncie.
Fort Wayne, yeah, sorry.
Start throwing them out.
Start throwing them out, yeah. So, yeah, they contracted with Fort Wayne and like with 6 municipalities and the county to all do one integrated master plan for all of those different jurisdictions at the same time, which I thought was really interesting. So they had like a cooperative, unified master plan for all those different communities who opted into that process. So that's an example of some of the interesting thinking that they might be able to bring forward. But obviously, we're in charge of the process, not me, but the Master Plan Steering Committee, the County Council, and all of you are going to have input as well. The other thing I mentioned is our program for a voluntary local buyout program. At this point, we have 44 applicants in process who are in the process of applying for a voluntary buyout of their flood damaged home from 2019. We think we have enough money for maybe 75 homes. We're not really sure yet because we have to see, the value of the homes that are coming in. But I just wanted to give you that quick status update.
Any questions for Robert?
Yeah, I have a question. This meeting, obviously last meeting, we did the fireworks stand stuff. And it seemed that if everyone's following the regulations that are set forth and we approve the regulations, I'm just thinking, is there a way that we could somehow speed that up and streamline that process instead of bringing each one of them in individually? Can we have like a consent agenda and approve them all as bulk? And if somebody still wanted to talk about it, they could still talk as a group. If we had a problem with one of them, we could remove one from the consent agenda.
Right.
Today there was only 2, right? But what if all 7 showed up last month and we spent an hour and a half doing fireworks stands when none of us really had a lot of, I guess, pushback? If we did have pushback, we could obviously remove it from the consent agenda. Just thinking out loud, we obviously have a year to figure that out, but just thinking about everybody's time and that kind of thing. Because obviously, I mean, the applicants don't even show up anymore, so.
Yeah.
But just something to mill around on.
Okay. There's 2 ideas there. One is the consent agenda idea. I don't think we've ever had a consent agenda. If we wanted to do so, we'd have to look into things like our.
I think one of the issues, at least just initially, and here, if we could look into this, something is that it is done as a special use or conditional use permit in this case, in which case we do need to have a public hearing on each one, which I know is
Right.
unfortunate on there, but that's sort of required, not just under our statute, but just.
Sure.
So, we could look into options potentially for next year, but, I think
I probably mentioned the 2 things in reverse. I probably should have mentioned the conditional use permit part first, but yeah, with the UDO update, potentially, we could look at what the process should be like. Again, ultimately, it's going to be up to the county council. I would say, this is my own thinking. I'm not projecting this on anyone else, but what I'm wondering is, are there certain conditional uses that we see again and again and again, and that go to the county council, get approved every time with certain conditions every time? What would happen if some of those conditional use permits would be allowed by right if they did X, Y, Z? If they met all of those conditions that always get approved with those conditional use permits, something like that. It's just an idea or a thought.
Yeah, like
As long as there wasn't
I was just thinking out loud too, so I don't know exactly how it would work, but.
You would almost then be just issuing a business license.
Well, they have to meet, they got to do these 10 things if you want to get approval for this specific use, but.
As long as there wasn't objections. I think if there was objections by neighbors, by, something else, then that would, you would want that to be part of it so that people could have a voice if they did want one.
Well, I think you did want to carefully choose which
Yeah.
ones you're going to use that process for. It has to be ones
Yeah.
where you really get hardly any, if any, objections from neighbors.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just one way of going with things, but again, I'm not in charge of the process.
Brian has a year to figure this out,
We got all the time, so.
and he'll do a fine job.
And they don't take that long, right? For the most part, so it's not the end of the world. But I just was sitting here just thinking about it during our meeting and just thought I'd mention it.
Yeah.
Plus, blowing up stuff is American, so
But Brian is.
more fireworks stands.
Brian's right in that the conditional use permit process, it is specific, and there's been court cases. I don't know if you would call it a quasi-judicial process or not, but we really had to set up this very specific sort of procedures to allow not only testimony, but also questioning of witnesses and, cross-examination and things like that. So it is a more rigorous process than just going through a simple rezoning.
Yeah, you can thank Judge Odenwald for that decision.
I don't know who
He
the
wrote
judge
it.
was, but
Pardon?
I don't know who the judge was. I just remember the
Oh,
case that came down. But
yeah. It was Kurt Odenwald in the Eastern District.
You happy with that, Roger? Mr. Lawyer.
'Cause he called me before, he said, "This is going to get released at noon," called me that morning, said, "You'll like this one."
Oh, okay.
But I would say that same trend, what I would call like a quasi-judicial process for conditional use permits, that's been going on in different states for years. You saw Florida years ago go in that direction. Illinois went more in that direction, I think, and other states may be going in the same direction too. So that ruling, my thinking, isn't necessarily totally opposite of where things are going.
Any other questions?
I would suggest we do nothing like Florida does or Illinois.
Having worked in Florida and Illinois, is that your thinking?
What'd you say, Chad?
He said, do nothing. that
Florida,
Florida
you gotta
does.
get a permit for a permit, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Hearing nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn? Is
Motion.
there a second?
Second.
All in favor, sign aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Yep.
Yeah.
You gotta get.